Hello everyone, welcome back to Screen Time with Azhar. Today we are diving deep into one of the most talked about trailer of the year, Wuthering Heights, the 2026 remaking of Emily Brontë's classic novel. Now, why is everyone talking about this trailer? Well, it's not just because it's based on one of the greatest love story ever written. It's because of who's behind it and who's starring in it. The movie is directed by Emerald Fennell, the same filmmaker who gave us Promising Young Woman and Saltburn. She is known for her bold, stylish and something shocking storytelling, and she is bringing that exact energy to the Gothic masterpiece. And of course, we cannot ignore the casting. Margot Robbie as Catherine Earnshaw and Jacob Elordi as Heathcliff. That alone has set the internet on fire. People are already debating whether this duo can capture the intensity, passion and tragedy of Bronte's characters. Some fans are excited, others are skeptical, and some are even outraged. But one thing is for sure, this movie has everyone talking. The trailer itself dropped just recently and it's full of moody visuals, hunting music and some very daring choices. It's sensual, it's dramatic, and it's unlike any version of Wuthering Heights we have ever seen before. And today we are going to break it all down, scene by scene, shot by shot, and explore all the hidden details you might have missed. Before we jump into the breakdown, let's set the stage. What is Wuthering Heights really about? Why has this story been adapted so many times over the past century? And why does Emerald Fennell's version feel so different from all the reset? Stick around because we are going to unpack everything from the history of novel to the creative vision behind the film to the trailer's boldest moment. So grab a cup of tea, settle in, and let's explore the wild, passionate, and tragic world of Wuthering Heights. This is going to be an epic breakdown, and by the end of it, you will know exactly why this film could be one of the most controversial and maybe even one of the most important movie of 2026. Before we break down the new trailer, we need to understand the roots of Wuthering Heights. This is not just a love story. It's a book that's been shocking, inspiring, and even confusing readers for almost 2 centuries. The novel was written by Emily Brontë, first published way back in December 1847. And get this, when it came out, it was not published under her real name. Emily used the pen name Alice Bell because back then, women were not taken seriously as writers. Imagine that, one of the greatest novels of all the time almost had a hidden behind a fake name just to be read. Now, what makes Wuthering Heights so unique? It's not a sweet romance. It's not a happy fairy tale. It's dark, it's messy, and it's about two people, Heathcliff and Catherine, whose love is so intense that it destroys them and everyone around them. Heathcliff is an orphan brought into the Earnshaw family, but he is never fully accepted. Catherine is wild, untamed, full of passion. They love each other deeply, but Catherine decided to marry someone else, Edgar Linton, for money and social class. The one decision shatters Heathcliff, and instead of moving on, he becomes obsessed with revenge. He spent his life making sure that everyone who wronged himself suffer. It's brutal, it's heartbreaking, and it's unforgettable. And that's why people call Wuthering Heights a Gothic masterpiece. It's not just about love. It's about obsession, revenge, class, power, and the destructive side of human nature. Over the year, Wuthering Heights has been adapted many times. Let me highlight a few of the big ones. 1939 film, probably the most famous early adaptation, starring Laurence Olivier as Heathcliff. It's a classic Hollywood version, very romanticized. 1917 version, starring Timothy Dalton. This one tried to stick a little closer to the novel, though it still made changes. 1992 film, Ralph Fiennes and Juliette Binoche took a Heathcliff and Catherine. This one was darker, moodier, and probably one of the closest in tone of Bronte's book. 2011 version, directed by Andrea Arnold. This one was raw, gritty, and had a very naturalistic style. It showed the hardships of the moods and life in that time. And of course, Wuthering Heights has inspired more than just movie. There have been TV series, stage plays, even songs. Most famous one, Kate Bush hit song, Wuthering Heights in 1978, a song that is still iconic today. But here are the things, how many adaptations we have seen. None of them have truly captured every aspect of the novel. Some focus on the love, other on the revenge, others on the Gothic atmosphere. That's why every new version feels like a fresh take. And now in 2026, Emerald is bringing her vision to the story. If you have seen her past work, you know she does not play it safe. She mixes beauty with horror, romance with shock, and with the stars like Margot Robbie and Jacob Elordi. This is the set to be one of the boldest version ever made. So with that history in mind, let's look at who's bringing this new adaptation to life. Because the creative team is just as important as the story itself. Alright, now that we know the background of the story and its long history of adaptation, let's talk about the person at the center of this new film, Emerald Fennell. Emerald Fennell is not just a director, she is a writer, producer and actress. And in the last few years, she has become one of the boldest voices in the modern cinema. Her style, let's just say, it's not afraid to shock you. Her breakout film was Promising Young Woman in 2020. That movie took a revenge story and flipped it completely on its head. It was colorful, stylish, funny, dark and brutal. All at the same time, it won her the Academy Award for Best Original Screenplay and made her one of the most talked about directors in Hollywood. Then came Saltburn in 2023. And if you have seen Saltburn, you know exactly what kind of filmmaker Emerald is. It's provocative, it's filled with strange, unforgettable imagery, and it makes audience unforgettable in the best possible way. It's the kind of movie people argued about for months. Some called it a masterpiece, others said it went too far. But one thing for sure, nobody forget it. And that's why people are so curious about her version of Wuthering Heights. Because let's be honest, this is not a safe story. It's already dark and twisted. And in the hand of someone like Emerald Fennell, it becomes something even more daring. She is not just directing, either she is also writing and producing the film. That means this vision is 100% her. There's no filter, no compromise. This is Emerald Fennell's Wuthering Heights. But she is not doing it alone. She have an incredible creative team backing her up. The cinematographer is Linus Sandgren, who's known for his breathtaking visuals. He is worked on films like La La Land, First Man and No Time to Die. For Wuthering Heights, he is using VistaVision cameras, which give the film a huge, almost dreamlike quality. You can already see it in the trailer. Those sweeping shots of the moors, the intimate close-up, the texture of every detail. The music is another big highlight. The score is being composed by Anthony Wills. But what really catch people's attention in that is that Charlie XCX is contributing original songs. Yes, you heard that right. A modern pop star in Gothic period film. It's an unexpected choice, but it makes sense if you know Emerald Fennell. She loves to mix the old and the new, the classic and the modern. Charlie's track Everything is Romantic plays in trailer, and it intensely set the tone, hunting, sexy and modern. The film is being produced by some powerful name too. Lucky Champ Entertainment, which is Margot Robbie's production company, is heavily involved. They have already had huge success with Barbie in 2023, and now they are backing this bold adaptation. Add in Warner Bros. And MRC, and you have got some serious studio power behind it. So what does all this mean? It means Wuthering Heights 2026 is not just another period drama. It's not a safe retelling. With Emerald Fennell at the helm, Linus Sandgren behind the camera, and Charlie XCX providing the modern music twist, this film is aiming to be a complete renovation of the story. One that's stylish, erotic and unforgettable. And of course, all of this comes together through the actor who bring this iconic character to life. And trust me, the casting choices are just as bold as a creative team. So let's dive into the next. Margot Robbie, Jacob Elordi and the rest of the cast who are about to take on one of the most tragic love story ever written. Now let's talk about the cast, because honestly even before the trailer dropped, people were buzzing about the casting choices. And when you look at who's playing Heathcliff, Catherine and the rest, you realize this is not going to be a traditional adaptation. Margot Robbie as Catherine Earnshaw. First up, Margot Robbie. Yes, the same Margot Robbie who gave us Harley Quinn, Tonya and of course the billion-dollar hit Barbie. Margot is not just acting in the film, she also producing it through her company, Lucky Champ Entertainment. That means Catherine is just another role for her. It's a passion project. Catherine Earnshaw is one of the most complicated female characters in literature. She is wild, free-spirited, and deeply passionate, but also selfish and destructive. Her love for Heathcliff is undeniable, yet she chooses security and social status over him when she marries Edgar Linton. It's a decision that set the entire tragedy in motion. Margot Robbie has the charm to make audience love Catherine, but also the intensity to show her darker, more destructive side, and from the glimpses in trailer, we can already see it. Catherine here is not soft and romanticized. She is fiery, dangerous, and unpredictable, exactly as Emily Brontë wrote her. Jacob Elordi as Heathcliff. Now let's talk about Heathcliff, played by none other than Jacob Elordi. Elordi has quickly become one of the Hollywood most in-demand actors. You might know him from Euphoria or as Elvis Presley in Priscilla. He has this rare ability to switch between sensitive vulnerability and terrifying intensity, which is exactly that Heathcliff needs. Heathcliff is not a typical romantic hero. He is an anti-hero, abused as a child, rejected by society, and battered by the only woman he ever loved. He becomes consumed by rage of revenge. He is both victim and villain. Casting Jacob Elordi was a bold movie. He is tall, imposing, and has the magnetic screen presence, but he is also young enough to bring a raw, almost dangerous energy to the role. In the trailer, there's a shot of him standing on the moor, his face lit by firelight, and you intensely believe he is a man capable of both deep love and deep cruelty. Supporting cast: Barry Keoghan as Henley Earnshaw. If you have seen Barry in Saltburn or The Banshees of Inisherin, you know he can play characters that are unsettling, unpredictable, and complex. As Hadley, the brother who torments Heathcliff, Barry is perfect cast. Expect some intense, uncomfortable scenes between him and Elordi. Paul Mescal as Edgar Linton. Edgar is Catherine's husband, a man of wealth and social status. Paul Mescal, who rose a fame in Normal People and later starred in Aftersun, bring a quite gentle strength to his roles. Here's the perfect contrast to Elordi Ferry Heathcliff. Jessie Buckley as Lisabella Linton. Lisabella is Edgar's sister, who tragically falls in love with Heathcliff and pays the price for it. Jessie Buckley is known for emotionally raw performance, the lost daughter man, so her role will likely be heartbreaking. Ruth Wilson as Naladine, the loyal servant and narrator of much of the story. Ruth Wilson's calm yet commanding screen presence make her ideal for his role. Fionn Whitehead is Hareton Earnshaw. Hareton is a tragic figure, the son of Hadley, who suffered because Heathcliff's revenge. Casting Fionn, known for Dunkirk and Black Mirror, Bandersnatch suggests they will give Hareton's story real emotional weight. Fan reaction for the cast. When the cast was first announced, the internet exploded. Many fans were excited to see Margot Robbie take on a darker, more complex role after Barbie. Jacob Elordi casting as Heathcliff sparked debate. Some fans love it, saying he has the perfect mix of danger and charisma. Others were skeptical, questioning if he could pull off such an iconic Gothic character, but after the trailer, most doubt disappeared. The inclusion of actors like Barry Keoghan and Paul Mescal made the film Twitter call this the ultimate Gothic Irish-British cast lineup. Overall, people are calling this the most star-studded and modern take of Wuthering Heights we have ever seen. And remember, casting is not just about looks, it's about chemistry. And from the trailer, the chemistry between Margot Robbie and Jacob Elordi is electric. Their senses and intense, passionate, and something violent, exactly what this tragic love story demands. So now that we have broken down the cast, let's move to the most exciting part, the trailer itself, because that's where we finally get to see all these elements. The cast, the visual, the music come together. Alright. Let's tear the trailer apart. I have split it into the key shots you absolutely need to notice. The trailer opens with the moor swallowing the frame. That intensely tell us the landscape is a character. Massive, indifferent and emotional amplified. Inside-outside conflict. Safety is an illusion. The sound design already primes you. The world outside breaks into the home. Though is recurring tactical image, creating hunger, passions, it's sensual and slightly disturbing. The York Rupturing reads like sexual and emotional rupture, beauty and breaking in one frame. Catherine appears led like an icon but with grief, no angelic more dangerous. Heathcliff enters as a force, raw physical, hungry. The camera linger on his body and face to build menace. The edit's dog fulfillment, we get tension, not closure. The Daniel keep the audience wanting more. A rapid symbol. Montage compresses theme, control, restriction, root, passion. Neely's presence remind us there are storyteller watching morally and witness remain. Edgar's shot sells safety and social world. Wealth is calm but also constrained. The teller does not shy from violence. It teases Heathcliff revenge without spelling it out. She breaks the fourth wall of a beat. Ownership of voice and agency. Nature interrupt desire, again making the landscape an active force. The title hits on a pop music setting. Modernity colliding with period imagery. That's the teller in a nutshell. Lots of tactical symbol denied, gratification, and the mood as mood. Next we will talk about what does choices mean for the story as a whole. If you notice a symbol I skip, drop it in the comment. Let's decode it together. So there you have it. Wuthering Heights 2026 is shaping up to be one of the most daring adaptation of Emily Brontë timeless novel, with Emerald Fennell, bold director, Margot Robbie and Jacob Elordi explosive chemistry, and a creative team that mixes the Gothic past with modern music and visuals. This film is going to be unlike everything we have ever seen before. This is not just another period drama. It's not another romantic relating. It's dark, it's dangerous, and it's going to divide audience. And that's exactly what makes it exciting. Some people will love it, some might hate it, but no one will forget it. For fans of the book, it's a chance to see Catherine and Heathcliff brought to life in the way that's raw and unfiltered. For new audience, it's a fresh, provocative take on one of literature's greatest tragedies. Whether you are here for Gothic romance, the star's sudden cast, or Emerald Fennell's daring vision, one thing is clear: The Wuthering Heights will be one of the most talked about films of 2026. And now I want to hear from you. Do you think Margot Robbie and Jacob Elordi are the perfect pair for Catherine and Heathcliff? Do you like the modern touches like Charlie XCX music, or do you prefer more traditional style? And most importantly, will you be watching Wuthering Heights when it hits theater in 2026? Drop your thoughts in the comment below. I will be reading them all. If you enjoyed this deep breakdown, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more movie update, and share this video with any friend who love Gothic story and big cinematic event. Thanks for watching. Until next time, stay passionate, stay curious, and